Good day. It is January the 22nd. Today we continue in John 10, doing verses 20 through to 24, and Proverbs 22. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. And we begin John 10, starting at verse 22. At that time, the Feast of Dedication took place in Jerusalem. It was winter. 23. And Jesus was walking in the temple courts in Solomon's colonnade. 24. So the Jews gathered around him and demanded, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." Okay, so this is about 2 months later, because we were talking about the tabernacles, which takes place in October. Now they're talking about the Feast of Lights, Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, which takes place in December. So there's a little gap between this and the previous verse. This is the celebration of the purification and restoration of the temple. This is done by the Maccabees, and that's when the 1 day's worth of oil burnt for 7 days. That's why it's called the Feast of Lights. It was a miracle. 23. And Jesus was walking the temple courts in Solomon's colonnade. I think it was about they think it was about the east side of the temple, and a colonnade is a bunch of columns together. 24. So the Jews gathered around him and demanded, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." They're surrounding him and demanding an answer. Some of them wanted to find out for sure. Some of them were hostile to him. It was a mixed crowd. And some of them may have been hovering between believing and being hostile. We don't, so there's a kind of all mixed crowd in there. Proverbs 22. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. It's better to have a good name than riches. To the rich and the poor meet together. Yahweh is the maker of them all. God created everyone. You cannot discriminate or hate a group of people. 3. A prudent man seeth the evil and hideth himself, but the thoughtless pass on and are punished. Yeah, a prudent man says, "Oh, I'm getting out of here." Thoughtless, not so much. 5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward, and he that keepeth his soul holdeth himself far from them. Liars and double dealers are beset by their own actions and words. The righteous are free from that sort of thing. 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is early instruction lasts a lifetime. 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. 8. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his wrath shall fail. 9. He that is a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth his bread to the poor. True generosity, done because you love God, will be blessed. 10. Cast out the scorner, and contention will go out. Yea, strife and shame will cease. Get rid of troublemakers, and trouble will cease. 11. He that loveth pureness of heart, and that has grace in his lips, the king shall be his friend. 12. The eyes of Yahweh preserve him that have knowledge, but he overthroweth the words of the faithless man. 13. The sluggard said, "There's a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets." Always have an excuse. Probably some bushes shaped like a lion too. 14. The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. He that is a whore of Yahweh shall fall therein. It could be man or woman. Be careful. 15. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. Correction and discipline teach a child right and wrong, and it may hurt. 16. One may oppress the poor, yet will their gain increase. One may give to the rich, yet will want come. 17. Incline thy ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thy heart unto my knowledge. In other words, listen up and do what I tell you. 18. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. Let them be established altogether in thy lips. It will be easy and pleasant to keep them within you. Let them be ready to speak about them. 19. That thy might trust may be in Yahweh. I made them known to thee this day, even to thee. So you trust God? This is why I'm making them known to you. 20. Have I not written unto thee excellent things of counsels and knowledge? Giving you good advice. 21. That I may make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mayest bring back the words of truth to them that send thee. I did this so you can bring them back and teach other people. 22. Rob not the weak because he is weak, neither crush the poor in the gate. For Yahweh will plead their cause and despoil those who despoil them. Yeah, don't take advantage of the weak and the poor because they are weak and poor. God will pay them back and pay you back. 24. Make no friendship with a man that is given to anger, and with a wrathful man there shall not go. In other words, if they're always angry, stay away from them. Lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul, and you might become like them, and that'll be a snare unto you. 26. Be thou not of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties for debts. In other words, guaranteeing other people's actions or money. 27. If thou hast not the wherewith to pay, why should I take that bad from under thee? Because when it comes time for you to pay, and you will pay, if you don't have enough, they'll take everything you have. 28. Remove not thy ancient landmark which thy fathers have set, because that's stealing land. That is moving the fence line. 29. See a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you. So do I.